You've got to look at yourself as a work in progress. No one cares about how perfect you are. What people want to know is they want to follow along. They want to have insights. They want stories. They want to feel like informed. They want to feel entertained, and they want to feel educated. These are the three keystones of content. Very, very big buzzword. It's been taking the world by storm. Everyone's an AI expert. I'm certainly not an AI expert. I don't believe that AI is the thing that's going to take over everything. I believe AI is an accelerant, and it's my job to help you guys get on the wagon of accelerating certain outcomes. And content production is the easiest leverage point that you can use AI for right now. It still amazes me how many people aren't using it. So let's dive in, and today I want to show you, give you a framework for how to create content, and also how you can use ChatGPT with some basic prompts that will give you access to, so you can actually create high converting content schedules. If you would like access to the worksheets, all you need to do is comment the word replay, and we'll make sure you get a copy of the replay. Now here's the biggest problem. The biggest problem that we see is that most coaches and consultants have no idea what to post, and they ask very similar questions. The problems they're probably facing right now, and you're probably facing, is it seems like there's a lot of time that goes into content and I don't get a lot out of it, right? So we're expecting to put content out and get something back. We feel like we're the world's best kept secret, right? So most of the time we have great products, we have great services, but people just don't know about us. And it's frustrating because you see other people out there that are doing things similar to you. In fact, they've been in the marketplace less time than you, and they're actually getting more opportunities than you. And that's really frustrating. The other part is, well, I want to be able to present what I do, but I'm not sure what people would be interested in. I don't know what to post. I don't know when to post it. And quite frankly, it all seems like a lot of fuss and bother for not a lot of output. And I don't know whether it could be worth it. But ultimately, you know what? A lot of people just feel like they're losing an advantage, because I just don't have content out there in the marketplace. And if you're not active, you're not an option. If you're not active, you're not an option. And so, you know, for us, it's like, how do we flip that? How do we take you from going from, I don't post much content, the content I do post gets absolutely no engagement, in fact, little engagement, I'm not even sure if it leads to any business, to how do we help you with a content schedule that gets you seen? How do we give you a content schedule that gets you building your thought leadership so people see you as an option and can engage with you such that you can generate leads in your business? And how do you actually then do it consistently? When do you post? What do you post? It's most likely going to give you the impact that you want in the marketplace that you serve. Ultimately, you want to be a thought leader in your space so people come to you for advice and expertise and pay you well for it. So, today, let's solve a couple of those problems. The quality of your offer will determine the quality of your output. What should content do? This is what people get confused about. They just think they should show photos of their breakfast on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn. And quite frankly, no one cares about your breakfast so much, right? But what people love, everybody, is people love stories, because stories help people feel emotion. And people often want to feel moved and inspired, and they want to actually follow along. If you don't believe me, why are the Kardashians so prolific? So when you start questioning who would be interested in this, the fact is you've got to look at yourself as a work in progress. No one cares about how perfect you are. What people want to know is they want to follow along. They want to have insights. They want stories. They want to feel like informed. They want to feel entertained, and they want to feel educated. These are the three keystones of content. So often right now, the thing that I see is a lot of coaches and consultants, probably just like you, have a lot of industry insights to share. Latest events, latest topics, latest news, part of a book you wrote, or even part of a book you read. Frequently asked questions that your clients have, objections you get in sales calls, questions that people have from you that you work with, problems your clients come up against, challenges that you have when you're working with a client, right? Part of a training you've delivered. All of this comes under the banner of intellectual property. Intellectual property is your unique selling point. And the reason why it's unique selling point is because it's exclusive to you. And so you can either curate content which means you can actually put content together. You read a book, you talk about the book, or you can go to this site and you can create. You can be inspired and moved by something and share it originally. And right now, as I'm doing, I'm actually creating. I'm just talking to you about a topic that is of interest, and we just want to move it forward. We want to give you guys some information, education, and entertainment along the way. And the thing that you don't want to do is be a consumer. Most people consume content more than they create it, and that's why most people's businesses don't grow, is because they are consuming someone else's and helping someone else grow by consuming their content. Much like you're probably doing now, I really appreciate that, but when you consume, you should learn to curate. When you curate, you should learn to create, which means you use the things that you consume to talk about, give you ideas, give you insights, and then you can use those to create new content. That's how it should work. But if you're consuming and not creating, we have a problem. Okay, next thing here is that this is the content machine that our team uses to create viral content each and every week across multiple platforms for multiple team members. And the idea here is that if you have a 5 to 7 minute video, in fact, you could get your phone and record something on a topic, and we're going to give you the whole ChatGPT way to theme out and find how we can create topics at scale in very short periods of time. What we want to do is, if you have a 5 to 7 minute video, you might have a webinar, you might have a training, you might have even filmed a coaching session, obviously with permission of your clients before you do that. You might even have a vlog, you might have anything, but basically you want to take out these videos. Now, Zoom has just created a little thing called clips. Clips help you do that as well. So that's another thing to explore. You get your 5 to 7 minute video, and that 5 to 7 minute video literally becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 pieces of content. How do we do that? You need to be aware of straight away is there are a few tools, and the tools are this. First thing is you can use a thing called Capwing. Right, pretty simple. You just throw a video in there and it kind of does it all and helps you put it together. Another one is Vidyo. Basically make short videos instantly from long ones. Guys, there's no reason why you can't be a content creator anymore, because AI has made it incredibly powerful and possible for you. You don't need to be a video editor, and you can actually follow exactly along with what we've got here, which means you take a really good insight, what we call gold nuggets. You take a gold nugget, something that you love about something that you said, and you figure out 5 to 7 minutes how you can split that up, right? So on its own, you've got a really great video. That can go to YouTube, that can go to all across your platforms. Then you can split it up into 60 to 90 second videos from the core content. So within the gold nugget, are there 3 micro nuggets, like real solid points, like punctuations of the point, insights that you've shared? Can you find those? So your team identifies that, and there's a great tool called Descript. Very easy to use, saves you transcribing stuff, so you can, if you want subtitles and all that jazz, it kind of looks like this. Video editing, podcasting, screen recording, clip creation. And so what happens then is that we then go through and we take what we call stills. So these might be quotes that you said. For example, I might say your offer equals the quality of your offer equals the quality of your engagement. Bang, that's a quote card. Now I put a picture of myself saying it, so I might take a photo here, like of me. So I go screenshot, and that quote goes over the top, and that's one still image. We could actually then, using Descript, transcribe all of the above, and they become articles. They become short form posts. They become images. So if I talk about LinkedIn, we could have a LinkedIn image. So the next step here is I want to give you guys some prompts. And then I'm going to share with you how we use these prompts to develop our content, right? So in your workbook, and there is the prompts. So whenever I start, I use ChatGPT sometimes as a sounding board, and our team often has we all have KPIs to hit, and so part of us is, well, how do we come up with ideas if we don't feel inspired? That's often the hardest thing with content, right? I just don't feel it today, so we don't do it. But the thing is, it's not about not doing it, it's about how can we do it. And so what we want to do is jump into ChatGPT, and what you want to do is put in a prompt. So back to the workbook here, we've given you examples, right? I'm going to ask you to help me brainstorm some ideas, and before you begin, you need to give it some information. The quality of your input with AI determines the quality of your output. But what we're actually asking here, if you look at it, is some topics that I want to be associated with. Based on the details provided, generate a list of 10 relevant topics that would engage my target audience for the upcoming month. Wow. So you give it some information, and what it does is it gives you an output. And so what I've done is I have asked it to do that. So let's jump in and let's give you guys a bit of a sample, right? Let's give you a sample, if that would help. So here we go. And can you see my screen now? So what I do is I just copy and paste, boom. And I'm just literally copying and pasting the prompt that we've given you in the category under example. So by the way, if you go into here, all I'm posting today is, and sharing, and you guys can play along at home, is I'm just playing with the example here that we've put together. And so basically what you can see it doing is it's just now giving me some ideas, right? So it's saying, generate 10 relevant topics. And it says, of course, here is a list of 10. So I've just said, I'm a fictional business, the AI Whisperer. I'm going to call myself the AI Whisperer. By the way, if someone else has copyrighted that, I apologize. You are welcome to have this free prompt for your business. You're welcome. And the next step here is to then say, okay, now prioritize these content topics. You generally, based on seasonality, trend, analysis. So I'm going to get AI to do all of the heavy lifting for me, because how do I know what's the trend and what's the best audience and all of this stuff? I have no idea. So may as well ask it, right? Treat it like a consultant. And so I jump in and I put that into my ChatGPT thingamajig, and basically what it's doing is it's like here's the considerations. So now what it's doing is it's literally giving me what I'm asking for, and I'm like starting to carve out what I need. And this starts getting really, really good, right? Because I look at that and go, great, here is a prioritized list of the things that we've done, which is awesome. And I can now see it. Look, it's reorganizing the list based on high priority to low priority, which is pretty cool, I think. And then what we want to do is, if I go back to a book here, you want to create a weekly content schedule for the next month, including topics like this. So, create a weekly content schedule for next month, including the topics, content types, and best positioning types for LinkedIn. So I've basically done that here, something I prepared earlier. So I'm going to pop that in, and I want it to put it in a table format. So you can actually do that too, which is kind of cool now, right? That ChatGPT can do that. So you copy it in, post it in, and what it does is it starts giving me some information. When should I post? Where should I post? All of that jazz, right? And now what it's doing is it's giving me a content schedule that my team can follow. I'm like, cool. So all I need to do is create the content, and then my team can put it together, and we can talk about the types of content, how we do it. And by the way, when it says content type on the right side here, above, when I gave you the content machine outline, I've given you exactly how you can create that, right? So you just shoot the one video and your team can use AI to curate the rest of it. So you can see here, it's really cool. right? Like it's giving us everything we need. So now I've got all of these, I've got this full schedule of events, and I can copy this, give it to my team, and we are good to go. So the other thing here is you could say, this is where it gets really cool, and we're just toying around with. But for example, if you say, well, now I have multiple channels, based on the current social media trends, provide a monthly content game plan and recommend the best types of content for LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. Suggest best posting days and times for each content. Generate output in a table. Why? Because it's just easier for our team to interact with. So what I do is I jump in here, I post that prompt in, and it's going to go off and it's going to do exactly what I've asked it to do. This is based on September 2021, right? So it's probably a little out of date now, but it's better than probably not knowing anything at all. So I'd rather take the brain of AI sometimes, because it can aggregate all these data points, rather than just my experience, which has significantly less data points, although I am in 2023. So can you see here that there is no reason not to be able to find ways to get content out there? If you're the expert at what you do and you have you've been in business for a while and you want to help people, you've got to have the confidence to put your message, your face, and your name out there so you can actually engage people at a point of interest, and actually use AI as tools to accelerate the information that you get and how you can aggregate that information and put it into action. So for example, what I can see here is posts, infographics, videos. That's what it's telling me to do. So now it's up to me to do it, right? And I can use tools like Capwing. I can use tools like Vidyo. I can use tools like Descript. And I can also come to the 5-day challenge with Rana and actually implement a lot of this information so I can actually create an offer that helps me create more content in a more aligned way to my audience so I can generate more interest. Right, at the end of the day, the quality of your offer and how you talk about what you do will determine the quality of the engagement and the interest that you're going to get. If you can't articulate it, they won't engage with it.